In this video, we are going to look at how we handle negative characteristics of logarithms. We have an example, an illustration on our screen. If you look at the logarithm of 0.005 base 10, turning this 0.005 into standard form is going to be log to the base 10 of 5 times 10 to the power negative 3. This is the standard form of this number. Now, because it is in brackets, when you open these brackets, you're going to have log of 5 base 10, which is this, plus, since this is multiplication, so it's going to become plus log base log of 10 to the power negative 3 base 10, which is this. Now, when you look at these two terms, you're having a negative to the power negative 3. It's a negative characteristic of the logarithm, because when you get this negative 3 right there, you remain with negative 3 as this becomes 1. So it means that you're having a negative characteristic right there. And in such cases, this positive one is called the Mantissa, and this is the negative characteristic we are talking about. Now, in this video, we want to learn how we deal with these negative characteristics. So, when you continue, when you find the log of 5 in your tables, it is 0.6990. And definitely this is going to remain as negative 3. But we treat it as 3 bar, not negative 3, because when we add this to that, as far as logs are concerned, we are going to add the Mantissa separately, and the characteristic, the negative characteristic, will be added separately. So it means that when we add this and that, it's like we are adding negative 3 plus this. But in actual sense here, the answer here now is negative 3.6990. But this negative 3 is independent of this other term. This negative 3 is the characteristic, and this other part of the number is what we are calling the Mantissa. And these two are independent of each other. So negative bar 3.06990 is not the same as negative 3.6990. These are different. This negative means that it affects the whole term, the whole number. But when we say 3 and you just put the negative on top, which I'll call 3 bar, it means that this negative term, this negative only affects that number 3. We'll use more illustrations to make this more clearer. Let's look at this example. This is a logarithm with a characteristic 4 bar 0.7321 and this. And we are being asked to add them. So how do we add these? It's simple. We simply say that 0.7321, to add this, it becomes 2.0526. When you add those two, you're going to add the Mantissa. This is separate from that. So this negative only affects this characteristic. It does not affect the rest of these. So these ones are not taken as negatives. So when you're adding, this is 6 plus 1, which is 7. 2 plus 2, which is 4. 5 plus 3 is 8. 7 plus 0 is 7. Then we have our decimal point right there. Then now here we're having negative 4 plus 2. Negative 4 plus 2 is going to give us negative 2, and we shall write it like that as 2 bar. We have another illustration, another example. This is a 3 bar 0.4, 3, 2, 1. Add this 1 bar 0.8, 4, 2, 2. In adding those, still we treat the characteristic side independently of this side. So these ones are positives. 1 plus 2, this is 3. Then we have 2 plus 2, which is 4. We have 3 plus 4, which is 8. We have 8 plus 4, which is 12. So this is becoming 2. We carry 1 here. So it becomes 1 minus 3 minus 1. So 1 minus 3 is going to give us negative 2. The negative 2 plus negative 1 will give us negative 3. So this becomes bar 3. So it's bar 3.2843. That's how we deal with that arithmetic. Next, we have now subtraction of these subtraction of these characteristic and mantissa of these log forms. So here we shall say it is 2.6249, that is minus this 2.4130. It is 2.4135. This 2 is right, not there. So when you have to subtract those, it's going to become 9 minus 5 is going to give us 4. 4 minus 3 is going to give us 1. 2 minus 1 is going to give us 1. Then 6 minus 4 is going to give us 2. Decimal point. Then we shall add this. This negative only affects that number. It does not affect the rest of this part. So it's negative 2 minus 2. That's giving us 4 bar. Negative 2 minus 2 is going to give us negative 4. So how do we multiply them? Multiplying them is going to be, so 2 times 5 is 10. So you write here is 0, you carry 1. 7 times 2 is 14. 14 plus that 1 is going to give us 15. So you write 5, carry 1. 2 divided by 3 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. Then 2 times 4 is 8. Then we have 2 times 3 bar. 2 times 3 bar is 6 bar. So when we are multiplying these numbers, when we are multiplying logarithms, because this is a logarithm, we do it in such a way that we are going to multiply this by the characteristic will be multiplied independently from this. So it means that the answer here we are getting is 6 bar 0.8750. If you look at it this way, this is like saying 2 multiply that by negative 3 plus 0.4375. This is how you should look at it. That this negative 3 is independent. 2 times negative 3 gave us negative 6. Then 2 times 0.4374 gave us 0.8750. That is how we should look at it. Let's look at the next example. Now still, when you're multiplying this is the same as saying 4 multiply that by negative 4 plus 0.62401. We are going to multiply the two independently. So this negative only affects this part. This is free of that. It's still positive. So it's 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 4 is 16. So 6 carry 1. 4 times 2 is 8 plus 1 is 9. 4 times 6 is 24. So you write 4, you carry 2. So 4 times negative 4 is going to be negative 16. Negative 16 plus 2 plus positive 2 is going to give us negative 14. So it becomes bar 1 4 point, like that. And that is how we multiply logarithms with negative characteristics. Now we are going to look at how we divide logarithms with negative characteristics. We shall do it with an example. We are supposed to divide 5 bar 0.2514 divided by 3. Now we're looking at this is a logarithm, a log number that is having a negative characteristic. Now, when the characteristic is positive, first of all, division will always be carried out in the usual way. This is the characteristic we are talking about, and this is the mantissa. So when the characteristic is positive, division is in the usual way. But then, if the characteristic is negative, like the way we are seeing in this example, then the logarithm is going to have to be rearranged to make the operation possible. Now, in such cases, the negative characteristic is increased to the next integer so that it is divisible by the dividing constant. If you look at this number here, if you look at this characteristic, this negative characteristic, you realize that 5 is not divisible by 3. So what do? We are supposed to increase this negative characteristic to the next integer so that this characteristic is divisible by 3. So in our example, it means that this here, our next step is going to be, we're supposed to increase this. So this is going to become 5 bar is supposed to add plus 1. Because 5 plus 1 is going to give us 6, and 6 is divisible by 3. So it's going to be 5 plus 1. Then that is going to be the characteristic. We deal with it independently. Then it's going to be plus. Then we have this other 0.2514. Now this one, since we added 1 here, we're supposed to also add 1 here to make the whole thing uniform. Divide that by 3. So definitely here what we have is 6 bar plus, this is going to be 1.2514. Divide that by 3. And of course here the answer is 3 divided by 6 bar is going to be 2 bar. 2 bar plus 1.2514 divided by 3 is still going to give us 0.4171, and our answer is going to be 2 bar 0.4171, and that is our answer. Looking at this next example, it's just more like the one previously. If you look at this negative characteristic, it is 2 bar. This 2 bar is not divisible by 5, so we're supposed to add something to this, to the next nearest integer, so that it is divisible by 5. If you look at this 2 bar, if we add 2 plus 3, we are going to make 5. So if you're adding 3 here, it means you're going to add 3 here as well. So it means this is going to become this 2 bar. We're supposed to add 3 so that it becomes 5, so that we are able to, it's divisible by this. So it's, we shall add plus 5 bar plus, so this is the negative characteristic, then the mantissa, we deal with it separately. So it's going to become plus, this is going to be 0.3451. Since we added 5 here, it means, we added 3, it's supposed to be 3. Sorry, it's supposed to be 3 bars, so that 3 plus 2 is 5, and because 5 is what is divisible by this. So since we added 3 here, so it means that this we are supposed to also add 3 right there. Divide that by 5. So we shall end up with 3 plus 2, which is 5 bar, plus this plus that gives us 3.3451. Divide that by 5. So our answer here will be, of course, 5 bar divided by 5 is going to give us 1 bar, plus 3 point this divided by that is going to give us 0.6692. So our final answer will be 1.6692. So the most important thing here that we need to take note of is that we added here 3 bar, and also onto the characteristic we added 3, and then on the mantissa we also added 3. Why? So that we are able to get these numbers divisible by 5. This brings us to the end of this video. Thanks for tuning in. I encourage you to subscribe for more of these videos. For Kisembo Academy, this is Arnold Wanga.